What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 22nd day of March, and here we are, sitting pretty at about $467. What else is new? Here we've been, and these are our low range prices that we've consistently seen for a solid bit of time, honestly. We are doing something different here than we have done historically, right? Typically down here, we found immaculate support, immaculate support, immaculate support, immaculate support. Here, we're grinding out. I'm not really a big fan of that. That doesn't, to me, bode well for the price necessarily. But we also did kind of grind out this area here, didn't we? We also did. And we saw a fake out to the downside, but then we rallied to the upside. We've seen this happen before with Bitcoin Cash specifically, where, let's see, we grind out a low area and we still move higher. We've seen it where we find an immaculate support and then we still move lower. So, here, found immaculate support, next low, we grinded it out and then we moved up. Here, finding support, grinding it out, we still moved up. So it's not, I'm not really afraid of it right now, because also beyond the grinding, we do still have higher lows, and our RSI is perking up a little bit. It's a bit neutral right now. It's nothing bullish yet. The stochastics are weird, but that's because we're chopping sideways. But there's a lot of positive things, I think, to take away from this range. We're going to look at the short-term stuff, and then we're going to zoom back out, okay? And I want to look at the BCH BTC chart as well. BCH BTC. We should do it on Binance, actually. Binance has more historical data on this chart. Coinbase has more historical data on the USD chart, for anybody who wants to know. 1 hour time frame here, you can see that we had a little bit of a forced sell V-shaped recovery here with Bitcoin Cash. Beautiful. We look at this low to high. It's kind of like this was a massive fake out in itself. You bounced right off your golden ratio, right off of prior areas of support and resistance and support back here. Good structure. And you're above the 382. This is a good look. This is a really good look, and I think you're going to move up from here. 1 hour time frame, looking at the stochastics, you're overbought. The MACD looks to be finding support below the zero. It's almost as if this was a false cross in itself. We've had that happen before back here. And what happened? Well, we moved up higher. We saw higher highs. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the same thing here. Sometimes you get overbought and you're just at the top side of your consolidation phase. You chill a little bit, but then you rally. And when we got overbought here, that was not even the end. That was like halfway through this move up. So I think even though we're overbought on the stochastics, we still have room to go. The RSI overall is somewhat volatile and neutral, but so is the price. Volatile and neutral, I think, is a very good explanation of what we're seeing, relatively speaking here. 4 hour time frame looking at this. I don't like the RSI, if I'm being honest. I actually don't like this RSI too much, because you had higher lows, higher highs. You were in this kind of trend up, and you went from getting stronger readings to not just getting weaker readings, but you rejected the overbought zone. That's not a positive thing. We do have higher lows here, which is nice. I don't know. As long as we don't go below this low, I guess I'm not too concerned with it. But and we did find support at the relative golden ratio. There's good things to take away. Stochastics are right at the 50 as well. The one thing giving me grief, I guess, would be this rejection off of the overbought zone. But it is the weekend. Weekend price action is tricky. The MACD also seeming to provide a false cross to the downside here, below the zero. Overall, the MACD is neutral. The price action is choppy and sideways, so it's not going to really help us out too much. We look at the daily time frame here, and again, the stochastics, same kind of thing. It's not going to really help us because we're choppy and sideways. The MACD is taking on a positive shape, but we're still bearish overall. We need this to cross through the zero, through this level here, through the threshold. And when we do that, we should see some price action that that reflects a rather bullish kind of trend, consistency, right? Like here, that cross more or less marked the beginning of this move that was very tenacious and methodical for a couple months there. You know, maybe from now going into the beginning of May, the end of April, whatever, we would continue to move up in a similar fashion, a faster fashion, something like that, but we would need to cross above the zero. So right now, it's an interesting prospect, but it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, like not today or tomorrow or even this week, but maybe going into the beginning of April, we would see this happen. We don't want a rejection. Rejections, they are no fun. They are no fun for anyone. As we move higher, this Adam and Eve double bottom, this shape comes into view. And then the real question is, can we get above this point here? Because if we can get above that point here, likely we're not going to stop until we see prices above $700, which from here, from the current price, I mean, that's about a 50% move, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I don't think I have anything else to say. It's the end of the week. This week here, 9 hours, 39 minutes left in this week. We're about to close what looked to be a bearish week for the past couple of days, has now come back up, and it's closing with a very kind of positive look to it. We are at the lower ends of this range that we've been consolidating at for a long time. Not just the lower ends of this range, but the trend line itself here, right? We've been holding this trend line as support, which I think is also a very positive look. I was actually just talking about this with BTC USD. This tab, it's always this third tab, man. It gives me so much grief. I don't know why. Let's just see here. Let's go on the daily time frame. So with the oh, that's not what I meant to do. With the daily time frame, hey, knock it off, okay? I love you. Knock it off. Let's see. Low. She thinks she's being silly. Low here. Right? All I got to do is flip it. All I got to do is flip it. You move up. You back test for support. And what happens? Bam! You move up. You back test for support. What happens? We're expecting a big old bam. It should be coming. As long as we're holding above this trend line, I have no concerns. If we do break below this trend line, the concern would be that we go to the base area of this overall zone here. Okay? Not death and destruction, just disappointment, really. One last thing to talk about, then we'll wrap this up. BCH, BTC. I don't think we're going to break below this trend line. Again, we are expecting the price to move up. That's, at least I am. And once we get above 585, that's when we're expecting prices above $700. Okay. Let's see. BCH, BTC here. To me, I don't know about you guys, but to me, it looks like we're breaking out of this triangle. You had like a descending triangle here, and we're actually breaking out of it to the upside. Descending triangles don't have to break out to the downside. Statistically speaking, they're likely to, but they don't have to. Let's see if we can find another example of this. I don't know. You kind of had one here, right? Lower highs, flat base. You still broke out to the upside there. It's not a perfect looking one, but whatever. I'm not going to go through and look for another one. All I'm trying to say is, looks like we're breaking out in my opinion. I don't think the volume matters as much here because it's BCH to BTC, not USD. There's going to be less volume. All this means that Bitcoin Cash is outperforming Bitcoin over the past few days. And I think it's coming in at a really good time. One could argue that this is a head and shoulders pattern. I don't think so. It's a really big head. I don't think it's a head and shoulders pattern. I do think we're moving up. Looking at this on the daily time frame, the RSI looks good. The stochastics are great. The MACD is bearish, but you know, sometimes you look bearish before you look your best. We haven't really shown too much strength yet. Let's see if we can get some separation here. If we can, what this will mean is one of two things. Either one, Bitcoin Cash is about to move up in price, or two, maybe the whole market's about to move down, but Bitcoin Cash is about to outperform the market. So if Bitcoin moves down 5%, Bitcoin Cash moves down 2%, you know, something like that. Nothing crazy. Hold on. Okay. Looking at this on a weekly time frame, consistently Bitcoin Cash has been outperforming Bitcoin here since February of 2025. We've got this kind of parallel channel going up. We're at the base of this channel, and in 9 hours and 35 minutes when this week closes, we will effectively have a bullish engulfing candle at the low ends of this range. I can only imagine this means that we're going to see some growth versus Bitcoin and likely go to a higher high relative to this range. 31% growth versus Bitcoin, and expected, 50% growth versus the US dollar. I mean, to me, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So we probably see a higher high. Maybe we get up this high, we find resistance at these points of resistance, we continue to consolidate, and then we try again later. But overall, this chart has me a little bit excited. I think it's foretelling of what's to come for Bitcoin Cash, and the things it's telling us are good things, not bad things. I've got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. The real point at which we'll get excited is when we're back above 585, okay? It's exciting to see this thing move up at all, but 585 is really what matters. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.